For more on this story, we're joined by Vivian Depoues, a researcher at the Institute for Climate Economics. We're talking about an area, we're in Paris, so it's what, some 800 kilometers south of here. We had this freak weather over the weekend here where it was summertime temperatures, 28 degrees. A high pressure system stuck over Central Europe is creating this strange weather this October.
Yes, definitely. We have been all over the summer, kind of strange weather. Then it's quite difficult to make direct connections between such events. We have been knowing and experiencing seasonal episodes, as your previous speakers was saying, in the region of Montpellier and Narbonne in the south of France for years. So those episodes by themselves are not totally new. But we know that we will experience more and more of them, and we are experiencing more and more of them, that's sure.
All right, so there's the issue of climate change, and there's what Chris Bachman was describing, which is the issue of overdevelopment. It's been 26 years since what was the worst case of such flooding. It was further to the east in the Rhone Valley, 46 killed around Vaison-la-Romaine. And back then, it was said it was a scandal. People had built in floodable areas. Are we witnessing the same thing?
Yes, part of the issue is because of how we are building. We have always experienced exceptional events, but we now know that the trend is increasing. It's more than 20% more in the last 60 years. And what scientists tell us is that it's very hard to explain without climate change. Then the second part of the equation, as you are saying, is the fact that there are overdeveloped areas, totally waterproofed grounds with heavy runoffs.
Creates runoff.
So we are even more sensitive. So more hazards, more sensitive to the hazards, the catastrophes can be really hard.
And are local planners, local politicians keeping up? Does this mean, from what you're saying, if the instances of extreme weather are on the rise, that zoning permits have to be changed, perhaps?
Can be part of the solution, yes. I really think that the main point with an event like this one is that we are talking a lot of the way the crisis is managed at the moment, and this is part of the question. But the actual question is, if it's not just an exceptional event anymore, if it becomes like business as usual, how can we collectively change our habits? So permits and the way we build can be part of the solution, yes.
Vivian Depoues, what was your reaction last week when those UN scientists put out that report warning that the overheating of the planet is going faster than we thought?
Actually, I was not really surprised, but I think this is really let's say, the last call for us. Their message is crystal clear. We are already experiencing climate change. It gets material, and I think this kind of events are the kind of illustration we can expect. That's part of it. Then it would be even worse if we don't act, and we know that. We have been knowing that for years, so we really have to do something. We still can do something, and I think the last part of this equation is we also have to start adapting to this kind of consequences we are already experiencing.
Vivian Depoues of the Institute for Climate Economics, thank you for stopping by our studio.